Before we go to the news, we're going to try and connect with our contributor, Abubaker Abed in Gaza. Abubaker, are you with us? Oh, you're muted. Let's see if we can.
Hi.
There we go. Hi. How are you, Abubaker?
I am, fine. I think fine, yes. Everything is, it's not all the time fine. And there's nothing fine in Gaza. But we can't say anything. It's just, alhamdulillah. And first, I'm very happy to be back here. Very happy to talk to you again, once again. It's been absolutely, atrocious 6 weeks. But yeah, we're here again. So very delighted, very honored and very privileged yet once again to appear on this beautiful and phenomenal live stream.
It's so good to see your face. And we were all very worried about everybody, and including you, when last week when there were these attacks, especially in Nuseirat and Burej and Maghazi and in Deir al-Balah. What is the situation like now, a week later after these attacks? I know they haven't stopped, but especially in the aftermath of the massacre in Nuseirat.
Can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Can you just repeat the last sentence you said?
What is the situation like now in the aftermath of the massacre in Nuseirat last week?
It's really dire, I really don't think that just like the results and the consequences of that massacre have been lethal. And I think like everything has been going from worst to the worst, and people have been so panicked about everything, and they can't really find places to go because every place is now unsafe. And even people who rushed to flee for Deir al-Balah, unfortunately, they're still panicked and unaware that there could be a probable military ground invasion of Deir al-Balah. So that's what people are expecting at the moment. And we saw the images last time in the massacre. The images were horrific, literally horrific. We could see the charred bodies of children, the beheaded babies, and even that women and everyone has been traumatized by this. So I think everything has been. Oh, I'm not. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Can you can hear me very well?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, great. So I'm just saying that that massacre was not anticipated. It was really, really the worst day probably in everyone's life. The way the attacks were executed, and the way people were panicked and were, terrorized by those attacks, that massacre on that Saturday. So yes, the situation, the mental toll after this massacre has been truly unbearable. That you can hear like everyone just go and ask somebody and tell him what do you feel right now, or tell them what do you feel right now. They can tell you that we're dreaming of being killed every single day. So you could see that yes, there are no words to describe the ongoing atrocities that are happening and unfolding inside Gaza Strip. So it's really unimaginable.
Abubakar, we're so happy to see you. Amid all this terrible news, I just can't help smiling because I'm seeing your face, and I know many people feel that way, and we're so grateful to have a connection with you. Talk to us a little bit about the general situation in terms of, I mean, we can, the massacres haven't stopped. The bombing, the killing, the shelling, that hasn't stopped, and the toll of it is just so awful. Talk to us also about the general situation in terms of availability of food, water, the situation with medical care. What's happening now near you and around you with respect to those basic necessities of life?
I really, again, everything here is just indescribable. What you can see now right now is that everyone has tragedy. Every family has a tragedy. For example, on Eid, the Eid has passed right now. So just common people were desperate to get some meat, to get some food, and to get something on Eid to celebrate. Unfortunately, there was absolutely nothing to celebrate. And at the same time, when I went to an Eid time on the first day of the Eid to please the kids around and everything. Just ask the kids, have you gotten anything from the start or from the morning? They say no at all. Just ask their parents the same question, tell them that, or ask them, what are you going to feed your kids today? He will say, or they will say, we have absolutely nothing, or we have the food, but we could not afford the firewood, which is incredibly insane. So I've met people even, or families even, that they don't have the firewood, and at the same time they don't have the food, so they have nothing. I also met another family, another mom whose husband was killed by Israeli forces like quite 4 months ago. He was shot dead. She told me, Abu Bakr, if someone comes and gives us money, we will eat. If not, we will not eat. And at the same time, look at the scale of dangers and risks at the same time, because as I told you, assassinations continue to happen across the territory, particularly in Deir al-Balah. That car attack around 2 to 3 weeks ago, you can see that a 10-year-old child had to see her friend burnt alive. That is absolutely unimaginable. And at the same time, she had to see her uncle's shoulder cut off in front of her eyes. That is a 10-year-old child. We need to be aware of that. We need to be listening to those stories of those children in particular. And also with you, when we saw the level of the death toll at that attack, or at those assassinations that have been happening and have been unfolding across the territory, we are shocked and appalled to see that there were men and there were people split into pieces. There were beheaded babies, men, and everything. Been hearing very many numerous times about the life of the Israeli genocidal regime, that there are beheaded babies. We have seen that. I've seen that. So we just need to talk about, in terms of the health situation, unfortunately, health hazards loom as the starvation, as the engineered starvation continues to hit the community. We could see that not many food items haven't been allowed to enter the territory, to enter the enclave since the closure of the Rafah crossing. So people mainly depend on canned food, and this canned food has become expensive over the course of time, so people cannot afford. And also, I've been at the hospital over the last 3 days. What you can see inside is just amputees, is just mothers wailing over the bodies of their children, and also children crying in hunger. It's the same story. It's absolutely insane. And at that time, when attacks just like approached the Al-Aqsa hospital, or Al-Aqsa Mosque Hospital, people get afraid, people get to rush outside and try to seek some respite of Israel's this continuous bombardment. That's what we want to tell people. And at the same time, people cannot afford, cannot bring a cup of clean water. And it is, in fact, when you find out that your biggest dream is a cup of clean water, this is the climax of feeling dehumanized and humiliated. So they've deprived us of everything. They've deprived us of everything, literally everything. What can you do? Electricity has been cut off, water has been cut off, food is not available, nothing is available. That is absolutely not acceptable. It's not, it's inhuman. And it's a war crime. It is really a war crime. But again, make sure that, as you said, Dr. Ali, that massacres continue to unfold and bombardment continues to rage on across the besieged enclave. Remember that what we have been doing over the course of time since this genocide started or broke out has not really paid off. It may pay off in some, like, from some aspect or in some aspects, but this has not stopped. And even when you find out that when this continues, when this carries on, there are going to be more killed, there are going to be more casualties. You could see that, unfortunately, ambulances cannot now transport the martyrs, transport the casualties from place to place. So I saw myself people carrying their beloved ones' corpses over their shoulders and take them to the graveyard. And you could see that on Eid, many families are grieving over the graves of their beloved ones, of their families. That is the view that people haven't seen. That is the view that people haven't been aware of. And that is the view that we want people to know. I know it's not understandable, but you need to understand that this must stop.
Abubaker, it's really important that people are hearing and watching what you're saying. What are, as you move around where you are, trying to connect with family, trying to find food and water and medicine, as you talk with people for reports that you write, what are some of the stories over the last couple of days that have really stuck out to you? What kind of sticks with you right now?
As I'm telling you, every single one here in Gaza Strip has a tragedy and has a tragedy that no one can understand. One of the stories on a day that still haunts me is a story of a 14-year child. He was in Gaza some months ago. He was trapped in Gaza and bombardment raged on in his area. He had to flee. He left without his family. And then he was told by Israeli forces to go south, but he left without his family. Now he sleeps on the streets. Now he doesn't have any food. I saw him on a day. He was upset, completely upset. And I told him, why are you upset? He is barefoot. He doesn't have boots or sandals or anything to wear. He doesn't have any clothes to wear as well. I asked him, why are you upset? He told me, I have nothing to eat. I have nothing to celebrate on this Eid. And then when I give him just little thing, a very, very little, just little I gave him, he told me, this is the best day, the most pleasing day of my life. When you look at the level these, or at the trauma these children have been going through, your heart breaks. It breaks. And every time it breaks, you can't really, I don't think that, I don't have words, but as I'm telling you that we've been deprived of everything, me, anyone, everyone. And yes, we're dreaming every day. And I'm saying that I'm responsible for that. We're dreaming every day of being killed. We're dreaming every day of being murdered, of being bombed. That is the current situation. People in Gaza right now have only one wish, which is to be wiped out, to be exterminated. They are out of solutions because this has taken long. But again, we still see hope. We still know that those people protesting, marching, divesting, boycotting are behind us. And that's why we continue to bear. So just put it in your mind, just put it in your mind that if you want to stop protesting and acting for Gaza against the genocide in Gaza, then people will be killed. Then more people will be wounded and killed. You could hear the screams out from everywhere. You could hear mothers screams and everything. And you could hear the cries and the sobs of children when a nearby attack happens. So just even the children, they have now learned the war alphabet. Everything they talk about is just related to war. What are you going to do? We are going to be killed by Israel. Children, my nephews and nieces and children outside, they're saying to me, they're asking me every time. They don't say when this stops or when does this stop, but they rather say that when Israel will kill us, when will Israel kill us? This is their question. This is absolutely unbearable. This is absolutely unimaginable to those leaders who control the world right now. You have children. You have children of this age. You must be a human. Don't charge humans for being humans. That's what the corrupt Western leadership across the world does at the moment. They're charging people for being humans. It's absolutely traumatic and insane how the world is still sticking to absolutely corrupt principles and corrupt laws and regulations. That doesn't have to continue. That doesn't have to continue at all. I just met another child, 10-year-old child. She's a girl, and she told me, I'm asking her for a report. What do you feel? And she says, I feel dehumanized. And then she collapsed in tears. What could a traumatized person like me, someone who has been going through everything during this war, how can he help a child like this? What can I do? Just tell me. What can I do? This is why 257 days until when? Just until when? My sister is pregnant. She's in her 9th month. She will give birth inside less than a week. What should I do for her? How can I please her? This is the question most of the time. When you see that she is going to give birth under Israel's bombardment and she is very afraid and she always has nightmares of not delivering her baby in the right status or with his health or with her health or his health, she will be having a boy, then what can you say? What can you do? It's literally indescribable. It's literally unbearable.
Abubaker, you're articulating something that we can only imagine. As you say, it's indescribable, but you have done a remarkable job of describing a true nightmare, a horror that the country I'm sitting in, the United States, is responsible for. The thousands of people watching us now all over the world, many of them are sitting in countries that are responsible for this that you're going through. And I think the only thing I can say to you, Abubaker, is I appreciate your reminder that we have a duty, we have a responsibility to continue to go out and protest, to disrupt, to boycott, and to do it in spite of the efforts to silence people, to smear them, to demonize them, to censor them. This is our responsibility. We have to bear our share of the burden to end this. This wouldn't be happening to you and to all our beloved people in Gaza if it wasn't for the United States and Britain and France and Germany, and I'm sad to say many of the Arab countries who continue to be complicit in this genocide, and that's what we pledge and promise to do. And if the protests that are happening around the world are the thing that continues to give people a shred of hope and a signal that people around the world love them and care about them, and want this to stop, then that alone is enough for the protest. That's enough of a reason for the protest. But we want the protest to do more. We want to stop this. And we pledge to you that we will continue to do our best. That's all we can offer. That's all we can offer.
Well, really, look, as I'm telling you, it is all right in the end that sometimes we're running out of hope, because when you see your loved one in front before your eyes split into two pieces, or blood is splashed over her over them, then you can't really imagine that there's a fair word standing with you against what is going on. But at the same time, I'm saying it that we see you as the reflection of this hope that we have. We just have a glimmer of hope, and that is daily growing by your support. You should not just imagine us, just imagine Abu Bakr, picture it, and picture it for everyone in Gaza. We have Abu Bakr here. If we stop protesting, we have a grave on the other hand. If we stop protesting and we can't stop this, then Abu Bakr will be in that grave. That is the equation. It's a very simple one. We're not safe at all. Every place is targeted. Everyone is targeted. Why do they kill us? Because they hate Palestinian. They hate Palestinians. It's as easy as that. I have no reason why people are being killed. I have no reason why when you walk in the street you have a trauma to go out. I have no reason. I have no reason that when you even want to go out, see your family, see your beloved your loved ones, see your friends, you can't really do it because you are afraid. You're too afraid. And talk about the doctors, talk about the medical staff who are tirelessly working at hospitals and everywhere around. What they are doing is absolutely the toughest job in the world. We need to talk about them. We need to praise them for what they are doing and for what they do. We need to praise other journalists for what they do, because our other journalists and we are literally risking our life to tell you the truth. We are literally putting our life on the edge of death, on the edge of collapse, just to tell you the truth. We're not here for anything at all. Journalism in Gaza means death, means like giving your soul, like risking your life. That's what it really means. That is what it really means, to tell you what has been happening, to tell you what has been unfolding. So we just want to tell you that we have it, and we have it from the inside bottom of our heart. And I remind you today, tomorrow, and forever, that we see you as our healing word. We see you as the reflection of the hope that we will see a free Palestine and a very urgent end to this genocide. We thank you for your message and for everything. And that's why we continue to be encouraged and to be empowered to tell you the truth and to tell you what is really going on from the ground. And remember that even we have been talking about it, and even amid darkness, bleakness, and somberness, and everything bad around, destruction, that still we have plants growing. We have plants growing, like the yellow rose and the basil and the jasmine. I don't love to say jasmine, but it's jasmine. And it's just everything is going well. That is the reflection of the inside of our souls again and once again. And always remind yourself that you are the leaves. I'm not exaggerating, but whenever I see my yellow rose, I see you, because I know that this could have not been without you. This is our source of hope. You are our only source of hope. You are our glimmer of hope. Just be there, always protest, always stand with us, and we hope that this will end very, very soon. Thank you so much for your messages, and thank you so much for everything you're doing. Your work has been absolutely phenomenal to me and to everyone who's been seeing you over the course of time. So yes, this is Abubakar again. Very happy, very delighted to see you again. And this is what has been happening. And remember, and I won't forget it at all, that we will enjoy it together. Inshallah, we will survive, and you will see this end. And I'm just gonna say that we don't have to forget. I don't have to forget to take that EI crest once again. So thank you so much. Just like this.
Thank you, Abu
Thank you,
Bakr.
dear Abu Bakr. And just before, before we let you go, I just want to show people, Tamara, if we can put up Abu Bakr's most recent article from just a few days ago, Panic in Central Gaza, describing some of the horrifying scenes that Abu Bakr just talked about, and to remind everyone that Abu Bakr continues to do this work from Gaza. We always tell you, Abu Bakr, I'm saying this now in front of everyone, stay safe. We never want you to take any risk that you don't need to take, but we appreciate that you have a sense of commitment and a mission to tell the truth, and we're very honored that you trust us as a platform to share that message
Can
with
I
the
ask you one
world.
question? Can I just ask you a question? How is the photo? Do you find it beautiful?
The photo
Yeah, really.
which you took, and that's a photo that you took of the caption there is people fleeing their homes as central Gaza came
Did
under
a good
attack
one.
on Saturday. It's a great photo, but what it shows is very, very sad, and we wish that was not something we needed to show. But the photographer did a wonderful job.
So it's me.
That's you, yeah.
You're a man of many talents, Abu
Yeah.
Bakr.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And please don't forget us in your prayers. Every time what we are living through is absolutely heartbreaking. Our heart breaks every day. Our heart breaks every time and every single minute. And people here are desperate for some food. And as I'm telling you, that people's biggest dream is a cup of clean water. That is absolutely a bitter and a heartbreaker reality. But we continue to bear. We continue to live because of you, because you are a hope, and you are once again our yellow roses. We see hope in you. Remember that all the time. All the best from Deir al-Bala. Bye bye.
Bye, Abu Bakr.
Bye, Abu Bakr. See you soon.
Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like, leave a comment. These engagements help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps us to get around Silicon Valley censorship as much as possible. It does make a difference. You can also support our journalism by going to electronicintifada.net and clicking on donate now. Thank you.